Hey everyone, let's talk about something that can truly change the way you see yourself and your life. A growth mindset. I'm diving deep into this idea, inspired by Dweck's incredible work on how failure can be your greatest teacher, your fuel for growth. And I'm weaving in a spark from Robbins' 5-second rule to make this practical, actionable, and something you can feel in your bones. This isn't just theory, it's a way to transform how you face challenges, setbacks, and even your biggest dreams. So, grab a seat, open your heart, and let's explore how to turn failure into the fire that pushes you forward. Picture this, you're standing at the edge of something you really want: a new job, a healthier body, a better relationship with yourself. But then, boom, you hit a wall. Maybe you didn't get the job, or you missed a workout, or you said something you regret. That moment stings, doesn't it? It's like a punch to the gut. But here's the thing Dweck teaches. That sting, that failure, isn't the end of the story. It's the start. A growth mindset is about believing that you're not stuck where you are. Your skills, your talents, your ability to grow, they're not fixed. They're like a muscle you can train. Every time you fail, you're not proving you're not good enough. You're getting a chance to get stronger, smarter, and braver. Now, let's make this real. Think about a time you messed up. Maybe you bombed a presentation at work, or you tried learning something new, like cooking or coding, and it was a disaster. What did you tell yourself? If you're like most of us, you probably thought, I'm just not cut out for this, or I'm never going to get it. That's what Dweck calls a fixed mindset. It's when you believe your abilities are set in stone, and failure means you're not good enough. But a growth mindset flips that script. It says, I'm not good at this yet. That one word, yet, is so powerful. It's a reminder that you're on a journey, and every stumble is just a step toward getting better. Let me tell you a story. I knew someone who wanted to start their own business. They had this big dream of opening a little coffee shop, but when they tried, everything went wrong. The bank turned down their loan. Their first pop-up event flopped, and they felt like giving up. They thought, maybe I'm just not meant to do this. But then they started reading about growth mindset, and something clicked. They realized failure wasn't a stop sign, it was feedback. So they took a deep breath, looked at what went wrong, and tried again. They took a free online course on business planning, networked with other small business owners, and kept tweaking their ideas. 2 years later, that coffee shop is thriving. Not because they were born with some special talent, but because they chose to see failure as fuel. This is where Robbins' 5-second rule comes in to make this mindset stick. A growth mindset sounds great, but when you're in the middle of a failure, it's hard to shift your thinking. You're embarrassed, frustrated, maybe even ashamed. That's when you need a tool to break through. Mel's rule is simple. When you feel stuck or hesitant, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then act. It's like a rocket launch for your brain. Let's say you just failed a test, and you're tempted to give up studying because you feel like you'll never get it. Instead, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then open your notes, reach out to a tutor, or watch a YouTube video to learn what you missed. That small action interrupts the negative spiral and puts you back in the driver's seat. It's not about being perfect, it's about moving forward, one tiny step at a time. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This sounds good, but what if I keep failing? What if I'm just not cut out for it? I hear you. That doubt is real, and it's okay to feel it. But let me ask you this. What if Thomas Edison had given up after his first few tries at inventing the light bulb? He failed thousands of times, thousands. But he said, I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That's a growth mindset in action. Every failure taught him something. And every failure you face is teaching you something too. Maybe it's patience. Maybe it's a new skill. Or maybe it's just the courage to keep going. The point is, failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Here's an interesting idea to chew on. Failure is like a map. Each time you mess up, you're sketching out a new path. Think of it like a treasure hunt. Every wrong turn, every dead end gets you closer to the prize because you're learning what doesn't work. I love this idea because it takes the shame out of failing instead of feeling like a loser. You're an explorer, charting new territory, and the more you explore, the more you discover about yourself, what you're capable of, what you're passionate about, and what you're willing to fight for. So, how do you start living this growth mindset? First, catch yourself when you're thinking in a fixed way. Next time you hear that voice in your head saying, I'm not good at this, add that magic word, yet, Say it out loud if you have to. I'm not good at public speaking, yet. I'm not fit enough to run a 5K, yet. It's a small shift, but it opens up so much possibility. Second, embrace challenges. Don't shy away from things that scare you or feel hard. That's where growth happens. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. Third, when you fail and you will ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Maybe you need to study differently, ask for help, or just give yourself some grace and try again tomorrow. Another cool trick is to celebrate effort, not just results. This is straight from Dweck's research. If you only celebrate when you win, you're setting yourself up to feel like a failure every time you don't. But if you celebrate the effort, the fact that you showed up, tried hard, and kept going, that's something you can control. Did you spend an hour working on a project, even if it didn't turn out perfect? That's a win. Did you get up and try again after a setback? That's a win. Over time, those small wins add up, and they build a life of resilience and growth. Let's talk about something else that's super important. Self-compassion. A growth mindset doesn't mean you beat yourself up for not being perfect. It means being kind to yourself when you fall short. Imagine you're talking to a friend who just failed at something. You wouldn't say, "You're such a loser. Why even try?" You'd say, "Hey, you gave it your best shot. What can we figure out for next time?" Talk to yourself like that. Be your own cheerleader. It's okay to mess up. It's okay to feel disappointed. What's not okay is letting that disappointment define you. Here's another idea I love. Think of failure as a science experiment. Scientists don't throw out their whole experiment. When one test doesn't work, they tweak the variables, try again, and learn something new each time. Your life is your lab. Every failure is just data, helping you figure out what works and what doesn't. Maybe you tried a new workout routine, and it was too hard. Cool. That's data. Scale it back, try a different one, or mix it up. The experiment isn't over, it's just evolving. Now, let's bring this home. A growth mindset isn't about being positive all the time or pretending failure doesn't hurt. It's about choosing to see failure as a stepping stone, not a dead end. It's about believing in your ability to grow, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when you feel like giving up. And when you pair that with Mel Robbins' 5-second rule, that quick 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to push yourself into action, you become unstoppable. Not because you never fail, but because you know how to use failure to fuel your growth. So, here's my challenge to you. This week, try something that scares you. Maybe it's having a tough conversation, signing up for a class, high school, or just getting out of bed when you feel like hiding. When you hit a roadblock, you might count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take one small step forward. Write down what you learned from it, even if it's just, "I learned I need more practice." That's growth. That's you becoming the person you're meant to be. You've got this. Failure isn't your enemy, it's your teacher, your guide, your fuel. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it push you toward a life that's bigger, braver, and more you than you ever imagined. Keep going. You're not there yet, but you're closer than you were yesterday, and that's what matters. Most people see failure as the end. They think it means they are not good enough, that they should stop. That maybe their dream was too big, but here's the truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is the path to success. Every great person you admire has failed, not once, but many times. They learned, they adjusted, and they moved forward. That's the power of a growth mindset. A growth mindset is when you believe your abilities are not fixed, that you can improve through effort, learning, and persistence. It's the opposite of a fixed mindset, where you think you are either born talented or you're not. A growth mindset sees challenges as opportunities, sees mistakes as lessons, and sees failure as fuel. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think they need to feel ready before they act. They wait for confidence. They wait for the perfect moment. That's where Mel Robbins' 5-second rule comes in. When you have an idea, when you feel the urge to act, you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you move. You don't let fear take over. You don't give your brain time to talk you out of it. That small action turns into a big step toward growth. Imagine this, you try something new, and you fail. Most people stop there, but with a growth mindset, you ask, what did I learn? How can I do it better next time? Every failure becomes a stepping stone. Every mistake becomes